Hello, everyone. Hi, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. We're gonna do a collective and timeless reading. So, whenever this reading finds its way to you is the right time, but do keep in mind it's a general reading. So, see which signs, symbols, messages resonate for you in your particular situation and help to hopefully bring you a little clarity on whatever you're wondering. It could broaden your perspective and show you something with fresh eyes. It could also narrow your focus, show you something that maybe was in between the lines. Maybe it was in the dark. Maybe it was right there all along. But in the end, always trust yourself. That divine inner guidance is inside of you. And try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition. So your decisions are sound and based in love and for the highest, greatest good of everyone. So we're all uplifted in love. Let's begin. We're going to start with the Creativity Oracle. Clarity for the collective. Let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, Christ consciousness, our higher selves, angels, and energies of love have for the highest and the greatest good of all. Clarity for the collective, please. And thank you. Flash, bam, pow. We have flash coming out. So something could happen in a flash. Actually, the first thing I'm thinking of is photography. Maybe some of you are really good photographers, whether that's a professional position or you're just an amateur. Maybe you're not a photographer at all, but you happen to capture a really amazing moment. I kind of feel like it's something candid, even if you're actually doing something in a professional setting. I feel like the shot that you get, that's the most awesome, is the one that is unexpected. The one that's natural, you just happen to get that moment. You know, the natural smile, somebody laughing. Some of you could be doing something even at an event, a party, something with your family, and you just capture a moment. Yeah, I just see like you have a really good eye. Maybe some of you are actually like, maybe you're an art dealer or something like that, and you're not a photographer nor a painter at all, but you have an eye. You can see when something is really, really special, when there's not just a picture, but a whole story. That actually makes me think of music too. So maybe some of you do something like A&R. You're a producer. You could actually be an agent of some sort, or like a headhunter, anything like that, where it's not necessarily your position. Like you're not necessarily a musician, you could be, but you have an ear, you have an eye. You're able to see or hear right away in a couple of seconds if like somebody's gonna make it, if it's that winner. That was a lot to see before I even read the card. Okay, let's see what it says. It says a creative flash of inspiration will come to you and quickly give you the perfect solution. This is number 17, so that's like the star. So maybe you are someone who has a very, very good eye. You can picture and see a star right away, whether that's an artistic piece or a person or a song, whatever it is. Even if it's that you do something in business, and let's say you're the boss, and you know right when that person comes in for the interview that they're the right one for the job. It could also be that some of you are the star, and you walk into a position or an interview or something like that, and you hardly even have to talk. Within 30 seconds, somebody knows that you are right for the job. You are right for the role. Maybe some of you are actors or actresses, and I mean, this could be you walking in to that audition and nailing it. It's weird because with something like that, it's not always the one who has the most experience or the one that, like, studies it the best and has it perfect. It's the one that interprets that role exactly how the director or whomever is watching you saw it in their mind. Yeah, I kind of see one of you or some of you like nailing it. So that, hey, congratulations, guys. And if you don't know you're getting the role yet, maybe that is coming in soon. That's really cool. For others of you, if you've been stuck on something and, kind of in a creative rut, a plateau, there is going to be maybe a specific conversation or some random form of inspiration that you get. I'm getting either when you're in the computer and or actually out and about in the world that is going to inspire you. I actually see, what are those books? I think they're called Moleskin. So maybe some of you are even writers, but I see like a little book that you can keep with you in your pocket, in your jacket pocket, in your purse, maybe inside your phone case, something like that, where you can actually remember to write down these flashes of inspiration when they come. It's like one of those things like, oh, that's such a good idea. I have to remember that. And then later you try to think, what was that thing that I thought of that was really cool? And you just can't remember. So even if you have to maybe make a voice memo or, jot something down in your phone, whatever you got, but I feel like it has to be in one place. And, I feel like there's something that feels really special, an idea, some kind of epiphany you're gonna have, but you need to make sure you remember it. I'm also getting I feel like I see pockets, like different little pockets. So that could be a multitasking thing, or that could be actually you already jotting down little ideas here and there and everywhere, and maybe you need to find them all and put them all in one place, all in one notebook, so you see everything in front of you. And I feel like you're gonna see some kind of layout or like a structure. I actually see, let's just say you're a writer and you have ideas for a book. I feel like once you see it all in front of you, you're going to start to get like chapters, something like that. I hope that makes sense for some of you. Also, there's a hummingbird and a sun and a rose. So if something was on pause, you're definitely going to have the energy coming through to pursue and follow through with something. The rose also makes me think of smelling the roses and making sure you are really in the moment you're in now, like in the moment. So it almost makes me feel like where time sort of falls away. But if you're like running, and you actually are doing a lot, don't forget to take some time to stop and smell the roses. Try to balance that energy. The 17, if it's the star, is also a healing energy. It's that guiding light. It's having hope. I just keep seeing the star. So let's get some clarity. I kind of want to bounce around a little bit today. So let's go to this one. This is the magical messages of the fairies. Clarity on flash. Collective message they need to hear to be helpful. Goodbye to the old, hello to the new. This is really nice. So if that old situation wasn't a working and or was that plateau and or was a dry spell, something like that, that's gone. That sucker's out the window. You're doing something new. You're feeling different. You're actually cutting the ties of things that were kind of restraining you and holding you back, making you stuck in the mud. You're possibly totally revamping you, which is sort of cool. Maybe you're actually doing something with your physical body, your hair, getting your nails done, getting a tattoo, buying some new clothes, perhaps even going in your closet and remembering some old clothes you already have in there, but haven't worn in a really long time. So I'm not necessarily feeling like it has to be new, but it's new for you now. So it's something that I'm getting that you haven't put on in a really long time. Look at this fairy with her purple wings. It says, you finished part of your life, and now an even better part is beginning. So you've got a new chapter. Super. I just see you having one chapter closed. It's still there. You can still go back and read this story and address something if you need to, but you're actually putting something away on the shelf, taking out a new you chapter, opening up that blank book, and being in the now in each of these stories, each of these days as you're there, and enjoying the ride, enjoying this story. Really opening up, those blank pages to anything could happen. It's okay if you have an idea of certain goals or what that next chapter is all about, but maybe it's a bigger adventure or a brighter future or a better day than you even thought about or planned. So let's see. This is really cool. I looked at this, so let's show it to you. This says new home. New home, moving it is a step in the right direction for you. So maybe some of you are buying it. I mean, that would definitely be a goodbye to the old and hello to the new. If you're moving into a new apartment, a new condo, a new home, selling your old home, moving in with a new person, moving out on your own, moving to a new town. Maybe you and your family relocating. I'm also kind of getting a partnership with this. So if it's not an actual physical new home, this could be a new job or even new people at your job that maybe become your chosen family. It kind of feels like home, but I'm getting you and somebody else kind of feeling at home with each other, which is really nice. So that could be a really good friend. Who do you feel like really at home with? Like a real deep sense of peace and comfort, stability, someone that's got your back, someone that you can be all facets of yourself in front of. Whether it's a good day or a bad day or whatever emotional state you're in, that person. Maybe it's spending more time with that person. But it's saying that's the right direction. So if that's not a physical home and that is a person or a relationship, maybe someone you haven't seen in a while, maybe call them up. Start with a conversation, or maybe invite them over to your home or out to do something nice. Go to the movies, have some pizza, go out for coffee, go to a restaurant, go for a walk in the park, anything. I mean, here it is, something outside. Like I see her stepping here, and I heard stepping into new territory, but even if it's new territory, I feel like you stepping into this situation feels really comfortable. I mean, she's just in her bare feet. I hear natural. So something's going to feel natural. If this is actually you going out and house hunting, it's going to be the house that you walk in and you start to imagine where you're going to put all your stuff. And it might not have all of your, I'm getting, you know, you have like check marks, things that you're looking for. But I feel like the biggest check marks you have are going to be on there. And if there's little check marks it doesn't have, I'm getting that you can totally build another part of the house or change something around it if it doesn't have exactly everything that you're looking for. But there's probably a big thing that you want. I don't know what that is. I mean, it could be a certain room in the house. It could be having a well on your land. It could be water outside. It could be a certain kind of fence or acreages, a porch. I feel like there's something specific that you're really, really wanting, and you're definitely going to find that. There might need to be adjustments on some of the other little check marks. So let's see. Let's go to the animal whispers. Empowerment cards, clarity on new home, goodbye to the old, hello to the new. This hummingbird, rose, and sunshine and flash. I hear orange colored sky. I know it's one of my go-tos because I really love that jazz song, but I will put that below for you because I definitely hear it in my head. Bam, Alakazam, wonderful you came by. I was on a tune. All right, let's pull a card. Thank you. The ant. So this is letting go of feeling alone. So you might have a brand new partnership, or maybe you're doing something where you're really independent and you're going to have some helpful energy coming through. Maybe it starts with this idea, or I'm getting like getting out there. So if some of you are actually in like a new town, maybe you actually have to kind of explore the town, the new neighborhood, maybe talk to some local people, see what's cool around there. I mean, this says let go of feeling alone. It is possible some of you are actually in a relationship or in a family and you still feel alone. Maybe there's lack of communication or understanding, or people are in just different places, or something has changed. I feel like if that's what's going on, something is going to change. I just heard a change is going to come. No, that's such a beautiful song. I'll put that below. Maybe you're the one changing. So certain things, I mean, you have goodbye to the old. So maybe certain friendships or situations are sort of naturally and or in a weird energy kind of falling out of your life. If it's that you're in a space that is the home that you're used to and you still feel kind of alone there, then maybe that's you getting out. Maybe spending more time with a certain person that you feel comfortable around, or joining a group, something like that. Like-minded individuals, somebody or people that have similar interests as you. It says you are a vital part of the hill. I mean, the ant can carry so much weight on its back. So I do feel like you're recognizing how strong you are, how much you can hold. But if you feel like you're holding too much weight, where it's actually like the weight of the world is on your shoulders, it's time to readjust something. Readjust where you're putting your energy, your time, your attention, maybe something in your actual schedule, so that you can put more of this vibrant energy into a certain situation that feels more free. It feels more comfortable, like you want to take your shoes off and just chillax. So let's continue. Let's go to something different. Let's just bounce around today. This is the, what is this one called? I'm totally blanking. Oh, the Soul's Journey. Blanking on the name. Clarity on Flash. Goodbye to the old, hello to the new. That also makes me think of clearing space, whether that's in your physical environment, your mental environment, your energetic environment, maybe like your actual desk, something like that, so that you have room for something new to actually come through and be comfortable. I just see that book on the shelf and the new one open with like a clean slate. One card for the collective, please. Adversity. All right, so this is not just cutting some strings and making room for something new. This is recognizing that things that you're leaving behind or cutting away or are changing, things that felt like they were frictional. I hear fiction. So maybe some of you actually do write, or something was just kind of in a fantasy world. It's coming back to reality. And look at this. It's almost like an obelisk. My mind just got sidetracked. Maybe you actually live near some place that has an obelisk. It has such powerful energy. But it says, I accept the challenges. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. It could be that this creative flash is you actually becoming clear on a solution, a revelation, a way to get over an obstacle. If you're thinking about obstacles that are going on right now and or past obstacles, I feel like that's where you're discovering how strong you are, or what you need to let go of and which direction you need to go to. I mean, if a big ass obstacle gets in your way and you can't figure out how to jump over it, you got to think outside the box and think about how to actually get around something. So it does make you like stretch your imagination a little bit. And when we stretch our imagination and open up to new possibilities, that's where we do learn. New information can come in, new perceptions on, your old situation or something that feels really regular, but seeing it in a new way. Even if this is just differences of opinions, I feel like it could just get you thinking, maybe seeing something you believe to be a certain way in a different way, and or sometimes diverse opinions make you really clear on what you believe. And what you know is right. Sometimes, having people think different things around you can really help you recognize how strong your visions are. Let's see, let's continue. Should we do a love clarifying card? Sure. Goodbye to the old, hello to the new. Let go of feeling alone. You are a vital part of the hill. A creative flash of inspiration will come to you and quickly give you a perfect solution, and accepting challenges, because that's the best way to learn. I mean, unless you have that lesson in the school of life, you don't learn it unless you attend the class. So sometimes we have to repeat a class a couple times, and that's usually when we have repeat cycles that are going on. And sometimes if it's just you, like we're going to do like a metaphor here. You go to class every day and you're like a space cadet and you're doodling and you're not really focused on what the lesson is. You just kind of, you're there. You're not really in the moment though. You're not really seeing that there is a lesson. And then sometimes when this adversity and or, you know, little detour, something comes that kind of pops you back into reality, you realize that there's an actual lesson to learn. And once you have that self-realization, you can pass the test and move along and, you know, move to another chapter. So sometimes it's just accepting the reality around you for what it is, accepting things that you can or cannot change, and putting yourself back in the driver's seat of how you did or did not affect something, what you did or did not do, and how you can actually change something for the better, or if you need to go a different direction because that's not the right way for you to go anymore. So let's just get one card from this. Clarity for the collective, please. Thank you. Cut out. Yeah, you are. Maybe some of you are actually getting a haircut. You're definitely cutting some ties. You know, you're clearing some space. It is possible that somebody cut you out of a situation. In that case, it's probably for the best. Maybe it doesn't feel like that if you know, if that made a big change or you felt left out, you felt alone. But for some reason, this big change or being cut out of something is actually going to move you in a different direction. I just saw something really weird. Maybe I'm going back to the actor or an actress. It is possible. Maybe adversity that you've had. I just saw the weirdest thing. It's like maybe in the past you actually got hired for a role. It doesn't have to be actors or actresses for all of you. This could be a job. This could be you being in charge of something, a program or a project or something like that, where you played an important role and maybe you put a lot of time, a lot of study into something, a lot of your heart, and then it got to the final project and you were sort of cut out, which really sucks. So it's almost like if, let's just go back to the metaphor of if you were hired for, let's say, a movie, something like that, and you have this role, you worked your ass off, you studied, you showed up, you got to know the cast, you got really excited, and then you're like sitting in the movie theater for the premiere and your scene's not there. That just gave me the goosies, and maybe that actually happened to someone. But think of all the people you met on that set. Think of the experience you got being, you know, involved with different, like I'm thinking like the boom man and the sound guy and the costume woman and all these amazing people you got to work with. It's possible that just that one contact or conversation you had is going to kind of get you in the door later. Or it was just a learning experience. The reality is, it is what it is. And there's going to be another time where you're going to get the role and you're going to be the freaking star and you're going to shine. And you're going to look back at all these speed bumps in the past and realize it's just, you know, one of those chapters you put on the shelf. Cut out. It's best to part ways to heal. This is severing ties, endings, moved on, abandonment, calling it quits, close chapter, and walk away. Oh, there's a really beautiful song by Christina Aguilera called Walk Away. I'm going to definitely put that on in the description below for you guys. So if this isn't somebody else cutting you out, it might just be because it's a schedule thing. It might just be because that person or situation has something going on. If it's a job or something like that, maybe you just weren't right for the position. It doesn't mean you won't be perfect for another position. If, let's say this is a home and you were bidding you know, on a specific home. You're really looking forward to it, and then you didn't get the bid. They didn't accept your offer. Then it's okay, because you're going to come into the right home, even if it doesn't have all the check marks, that's going to feel even better than that one you thought you wanted. If this is a relationship and somebody gave you the old heave-ho, they just weren't that interested, it wasn't a working anymore, it's going to give you so much strength to feel independent on your own. You might have to give yourself some time to heal. But think of how much you learned and how much you are going to appreciate when that beautiful partnership where you feel like you're your authentic self and supported and lifted, and it has reciprocal energy, reciprocal love coming back and forth into your world, is going to feel. And if you've already healed and gotten your strength, and you know, you're doing some things on your own, you're stepping into a new partnership on really solid footing, a great foundation to build upon. And if it's you stalling on actually cutting something out, you're probably going to get some kind of epiphany on how to address the situation with the appropriate energy, with the right conversation, in the right timing. But sometimes it's never gonna be the right time. If you're just waiting and you know you have to do something, you just have to do it. If there's something that is done and it needs to be cut out and or changed, but there needs to be clarification on these changes in communication, you just got to sometimes have that conversation. Because the longer you stay in a place you know you shouldn't be, the longer you're just accepting this weird karmic lesson instead of actually attending the, you know, the final exam and getting out of it. And you never know how the next chapter is going to go. So it's possible you can have a situation that's changed and it just has to evolve on what it is for the future. Not that it's completely gone. For some of you, if you really need to just cut something off, sometimes it's just being direct and clear and giving somebody actual closure so they can put that chapter away and open their own new book and move along. If it's abandonment, and it's like a, you know, if you're having something beautiful come into your life, and let's say it's really, really good, but you're sort of scared that this good thing could go away, then it's maybe not running, but opening up a little, opening up your heart and expressing how maybe you need to do something slowly, step by step, some baby steps, so that you can really get your solid foundation and feel that something is right for you as it evolves and grows, so it doesn't feel too overwhelming all at once. And sometimes if it's like a like falling in love thing, that is a lot to handle. So if there's some space that happened because it's actually a like a deep situation that happened somewhere, it is possible that someone needed a little distance because they have to process something, or they need to adjust something in their life because perhaps you're being considered now. So that was a lot of oracle cards. I have no idea how many messages came through here, but I am looking down and realizing I did not put this down. I put it upright. So let's look at this. You're hitting the bullseye with something. Maybe you missed a bunch of times before, but it looks like you're getting a perfect direct hole in one here. Nothing will get in the way. It's focus, no distractions, set on you, goals, no games, serious intentions, and not giving up. So if this is something, a new job, this project you're thinking about, a particular relationship, it does not have to be love. It can be just somebody really important to you. Even if there's space, I feel like something is going to come back together. It's going to work out in the best form. in the best way that it should. It might not be in the form that you expected, but I feel like it'll feel I'm getting comfortable. It could mold into something completely new. Goals, no games, serious intentions. If this is somebody coming into your world, whether that's relationship or job or friend, it's somebody that really wants to put some work in. No beating around the bush. Their intentions are true. I feel like they're going to also give you space here. No matter how much space you need, this person will stick around. But I do feel like they're going to do it respectfully. I don't feel like they're going to be pushy with that. If they see that you actually need some space, time, no matter how much it is, I feel like they're always going to be ready there with that open door for you. But I am seeing that if somebody is taking too long on readdressing something that they actually really want, and somebody, let's just say it's a relationship and somebody needs a lot of space, and let's just say that's you, and you end up kind of waiting for someone for a long time, and let's just say this timing took forevs, it is very possible that you or that person does move along. So when that door, even though it's always open and that support is always there, the form of what that relationship may change depending on how much time has gone by. So I would say if you're the person wanting to have a specific kind of partnership, and you know that person is there for you and waiting and willing and ready to put in the work, and you're not getting out of some kind of classroom or readjusting something in your world to have what you truly desire, then I feel like you should kind of start to address that situation, make some actual moves in your life, move towards this target so that you don't go back and miss your opportunity. And I do feel like if you have waited too long and you go back, the opportunity for a partnership is still there, but it might not be what you actually wanted. It might have changed because life is always a moving. So people have free will, and there's many situations that happen in our lives, and sometimes just time can take you on a new chapter. So I'm not exactly sure what I said there, but I hope that was helpful for someone. Now, that being said, I have something I am really excited to use, except I don't see where I put them. Hold on. Oh no, where did I put them? Where did I put them? Oh my goodness. Oh, they're right in front of me. I'm not used to what, oh my gosh. Like losing your glasses, they're right in front of my face. I'm not used to seeing what the top of this is yet. So these are new cards. I got these from an amazing friend of mine as a gift, and I'm so excited to use them with you guys here. It's called the Tarot of the Jazz Age, but there wasn't a booklet, and there are all these amazing like black and white actors on these cards. So I do invite you guys to help me out. And if you recognize any of these actors, because I know a few, but I don't know them all, and or you recognize like the old movie that they're from, and I'm talking like old, like Charlie Chaplin, black and white, you know, the jazz ages, maybe the 20s, the 30s, maybe the 40s. So if you are into old movies and you recognize any of these, please add to the description below what they are and help us all out. That being said, I feel like it needs like a do-do-do-do. Let's pull some cards from this. Clarity for the collective. Some wisdom on the situation going on. How to navigate this situation best. How to come back to your center as you open up a brand new blank book of possibilities. Saying goodbye to the old, hello to the new. For some of you, it might be that your everyday circumstances are going to stay stable and exactly as they are. But somehow the thing that has changed is your perception, your energy, your way of thinking, your way of maneuvering and doing something is what changes. Therefore, the opportunities and the solutions and everything, your filters change so much. Your energy has changed so much. So all of the things you see towards that new chapter and that blank slate are going to be different than maybe how you would have done it before. Okay, let's get one card. Collective, please and thank you. You have the Four of Wands. Oh, look at this old wedding. Look at this. I mean, usually the Four of Wands does mean that it's a marriage situation or a marriage that's going to happen. For some of you, maybe it's just going to a wedding. I'm kind of seeing that photography thing again. So if you're invited to a wedding or a party, it doesn't have to be a wedding, a baby shower, a birthday party, an outing with some friends, something that feels like a really special pocket, a moment in time that you just want it to last. These are those beautiful moments that you wish happened every single day. And the more you allow yourself to have these moments, to go out when you get invited somewhere, to spend time with the people that really make you smile and laugh and want to dance, the more these moments can happen. Somebody could be thinking about like the long-term thing with you too, or that's where your mind is at. Look at this family. It's kind of interesting that there are actually two women here that have bouquets. I mean, this could be like a bridesmaid. Maybe you're a bridesmaid or a groom. But maybe it's like two different marriages that you have coming up. Or maybe this is going to be your second marriage. Or your third. Or your fourth. I don't know. I like the beautiful church here. But this shape that I see, when I see that shape in a card, it does make me think of the Vesica Pisces. So it makes me think of birthing a new project, a new creation, a new way of doing something, a new you, possibly a new baby. If that's you or you have a new baby coming somewhere in your family, congratulations. That's so awesome. But this does mean that there is a moment that's coming up or someone's thinking about. Here it's not getting up and going to the party, not having that dance, being a party pooper, letting your two left feet get a hold of your ego. But I would say if you and someone else are on the same page here, you have a lot of beautiful chapters that are on their way in the future. I put this up right. So let's look at this. This is the Ace of Swords. It does mean that you are having a big flash. You're having clarity within yourself first. You're first really understanding your healthy boundaries, what's working in your world, where's your energy being drained, what people build you up and make you feel like you're plugged back in. I hear you're snapping back into reality on something, but I still feel like it's a big old open ceiling. So even if you're here on reality, it's getting big spiritual energy downloads, spiritual wings, so that you can not necessarily stay in the 3D world. You can sort of merge it with the 5D and pull those beautiful dreams down to reality so that you're manifesting your dreams. And that your dreams are so open-ended as to what could be that you're allowing that total freedom of not just an open ceiling, but out into the universes to allow what could be possible to come in. So this could, I'm going to do this. Take this. This could be that if upside down, you're refusing a conversation, or you're not opening up, or you're not being clear with someone. It is a sword. So it does mean that you need to cut something out, a way of doing something, or a specific relationship or situation. But the sword is just a beautiful tool. The sword, this communication, can bring so much healing to you, maybe many others, you and someone special. Maybe if you have something like this coming into your world, the reason it's going to grow to be something that would be if it doesn't have to be a marriage. Everyone has their own interpretation and their own thing going on and what they want to consider and call a relationship. And that's only between you and somebody else. And if it starts off as being really open and honest, let's just say two people that can really, really communicate well together, then this stability in these moments are going to just keep coming. Because even when you have adversity and situations, because we are in life land down here and weird things happen, even when there's obstacles and you feel like you're going up the hill by yourself, if you have this kind of communication, then you're going to get around all these obstacles. You can move mountains together. You'll figure it out. I mean, it's possible you've always had really good solutions. You've always been really, really strong. But maybe there is a person coming in your world that is that special, where it's like you both might be really, really smart and able to move mountains. But maybe together, two heads, like better than one, putting your minds together could create some amazing stuff. Some amazing, I'm getting like miracles and magic. It's sort of what I see. And I just see somebody taking out a sword and kind of like swinging it all, I don't know, like swinging it all freaking all over the place. Very unclear. So if that's like a person around you and they're just kind of like talking all over the place and talk and not really ever hitting the bullseye on what the actual issue is or subject is, maybe it's like pausing that situation and getting right to the point, the heart of the matter. If you feel like somebody's like, like their conversations or I'm getting like their opinions on something are just kind of all over the place and they're making you feel really scatterbrained, then maybe that's one of the situations you're kind of lessening. Let's see. Clarity on the Ace of Swords and the Four of Wands. Thank you. What is this? Oh yeah, you're going places. You got the Chariot. The Chariot just came through. This is like a huge victory. Look at this fancy ass car. I don't know if that's a Rolls Royce, but that's kind of what I want to say. If you know old cars and you know what that car is, please put it below. I just looked at this car and I saw the weirdest scene. I actually saw the scene in Annie, where they go to the movies. Let's go to the movies. Where she has the shoes, she has those amazing little, they're like cute little tap shoes, and they're like that color blue, and they're patent leather. When I was a little girl, they were like my favorite shoes. So I'm going to put that whole scene below for you guys. We had little Annie, little musical jumping in at the end here. But then I just see the car and I hear the Daddy Warbucks like, turn the kitchen light off. Maybe that's something that happens. Maybe you live with someone, or somebody always has the lights on, someone else always turns the lights off, and that's like a weird little argument. So I know that just came through. Maybe some of you are actually getting a new car, or maybe like a really awesome vintage car. That's somehow something that you see and special. But the Chariot coming through, if it doesn't mean that it's a trip, it's actually getting in the car, hitting the gas, and riding into the new chapter of yours, it does mean that it's going to feel victorious. It's going to feel like a smooth ride. Even if it's a bumpy road and you're off-roading it, it means you're enjoying it. Whatever your particular terrain is for you, you're going to be loving this ride. And you're going to find more and more opportunities that feel like they're victory. They feel like they're right. They feel like you're winning the race. They feel like you're playing that starring role. They feel like you're finally in that chapter of your book and being the starring role of your own movie, your own little U-book. 7 is also a spiritual path. So I would say if it's upside down, I still think it's that you have this victorious road ahead. It's just that you're either stalling your car, forgetting you had a stick shift and thought it was automatic, taking too long to pack your suitcase, not actually turning something on when you know you should and making it move. I'm going to show you what's at the bottom, and then we're going to end this reading with this. You do have, look at that big ass telescope. Look at how huge it is. Didn't I say just something about being a star? Well, I would say that this is the person who's looking for that star. So maybe something was kind of out of focus over here, and something flashed, popped into focus all of the sudden and became clear. And it's also maybe something that was really far away in the distance. Kind of feels like it's right here now. Like maybe it was right in front of you all along. This could be you having really, intense focus on something, or someone else working with you, having a goal. I mean, this is definitely kind of a bullseye kind of thing. I just saw a shooting star. So maybe you see a shooting star, or you're really I see you catching your tail. That's a really weird thing to see. And I heard what is that? When you catch your head up to your ass up to your head, but you see a dog and they go in circles. But I feel like you caught something, but that's actually a good thing. I don't know why I just saw that image. So I just throw out what comes through. Or maybe that's you felt like you were chasing your tail before. Maybe it's the opposite. If you felt like you're always chasing your tail around, maybe you've stopped chasing your tail and you're going to move the right direction. This means that you or someone else is definitely willing to put in the work, to be there for the long haul. Sometimes it's just a little bit every day. It's being consistent. Sometimes it's just being diligent about that little pocket of time every 5 days or every 2 weeks that you can do. But it's consistency. Sometimes this is the apprentice. You have to start something in the beginning, whether that's a brand new relationship or new job or project. And in the beginning, you're not quite an expert at it yet. You might make no money. You might have to, keep another job or do something on the side before you get your footing. It might be that you make just a little bit, but the education you're getting and the experience you're getting, and sometimes the people you're meeting, the environment that you're in is so worth it. So it's like when you see the traditional one and the person has a little pentacle and they're like, I guess this is good. And they put it down. And then you get that next pentacle and you're like, that was pretty good. I got that done faster than the last time, but I think I'm going to make it a little sparklier and put some pink paint over here. And you get another idea. And you're like, that was cool. And you put that down. And then the next day, you get even better at it, except you put even more detail. or you figure out how to fine tune something that was giving you a problem on the last 2 pentacles. And you streamline, and every time you do something, you get a little bit better. And it doesn't mean there's no mistakes or hurdles or things that go wrong or timing or schedule or whatever, but you end up figuring it out with a way better flow than you did before. And it's becoming more and more and more professional at something, putting that time into a partnership, possibly here, a certain road that you're going down here. If that's just driving your stick shift, you're not going to stall as much anymore. But whatever you're doing, or whatever someone else is doing with you or for you, it will make something feel easier and easier. The more you try, the more you learn, the more you adjust, the more you open up. So if it's just, let's just go to a brand new partnership. In the beginning, you don't really know everything about that person, you know, their quirks, the things that irritate them, the things that make them really happy, the way they want their coffee, you know, the way they wake up in the morning or handle certain family members. Maybe you don't know a situation until, 5 months down the road when they have a situation coming up with their great cousin on their second aunt's side of whatever, and something happens. And now you know. I just never brought that situation up because it was never part of that day-to-day thing. So as all of those things unfold and you learn more about this person and or you, how you are in a position in something creative at a new job or opportunity, the better you get, the stronger you become. I do keep hearing the word independence. So whether that's just feeling like you're in a relationship where you're supported, or a job where you're supported, but I'm getting more freedom and independence to really be yourself. Or you're just in a position right now where you're starting to really gain your own independence on something. And maybe partnership is down the line. Maybe it's you focusing on your career, focusing on yourself, taking this sword and asking yourself some really solid questions. What's good for you? What doesn't work for you? Where you want to go? How you want to go about it? And you putting that energy into yourself. And with this, I bid you guys adieu. I hope this reading was helpful for you. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. I love you so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye.